everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. And today I want to talk about the 5 reasons you want to consider selling to small retailers as a distribution strategy for your consumer product business. So what does that mean? Well, if you have a physical product, a consumer product, and you're trying to figure out where to spend your time, your effort selling, do you want to sell to retail chains? Do you want to sell to mid-sized retailers? Do you want to sell to small retailers? And so forth. So small retailers come up a lot. That means, maybe your local store in your local area, maybe it's a boutique that you've been kind of eyeing in your area, or maybe, it's a convenience store where there's one individual owner and so forth. That's what I mean by small retail. They're locally based or, throughout the country, but they are definitely small. And the reason I say that is because I consider like a major retail chain like Walmart or Best Buy, Home Depot, Kroger, grocery store. That is a different strategy and a different way to make money. So today we're going to be focusing on the small guys and why you should consider focusing on them as a distribution strategy. Because again, it's just another way to sell your product. So reason number 1 to consider selling to small retailers is that they're actually a lot easier to get into than, say, other strategies. What does that mean? Well, they're usually individually owned. There's not as much pressure to get things correct, right? If you sell to, say, Macy's or whatever, you got to make sure that the product sells. They buy a lot more volume. If your product is handmade or something like that, or you're making it locally, it's a lot easier to sell a few pieces of your product into a small store than it is to sell to, a mass retailer like Macy's, right? There's more involved manufacturing, development, sales, and so forth. So small retailers, definitely a lot easier to get into because it's usually kind of like a local thing. And they're just much different a distribution strategy. Another reason to sell to small retailers is you can test your product out there. It can be a great way for you to see what the market thinks about your product. So if you go and you open up some accounts, in your local area or whatever, you can start seeing what people are saying about it. Is it converting? What are they saying about the product? You can tweak your packaging, your pricing, whatever it is. And that can be really helpful for you in your business, which will ultimately help you sell into larger retail chains or anything else that you do, right? So some people really like to learn more about their industry. It's a great way to test by starting small. Another reason to consider selling to small retailers is that you can actually build up a pretty massive opportunity for you because you can go store to store to store opening up new accounts. I have many clients who literally get in their car, go to their local store, say very specific things, get them interested in them, open up accounts, and then keep going and opening up different accounts in their other area. So if they're focused on boutiques, they go to all the boutiques in their area and so forth. And the cool thing is that once you build that out, maybe eventually you can hire reps, do other things, and get other people to do the work for you. Anyways, the next reason you want to consider selling to small retailers is actually that you can have a rep open up accounts for you. And so I have actually clients in other states. So they opened up accounts in their local area. They got a feel for what it was like. People were liking the product. They got to tweak their packaging, pricing, and so forth. Ultimately, they kind of got the system down. Then they went out and found reps who would handle their products in other areas and so forth, parts of the country, and then they would open up the accounts for them and so forth. So you could actually get into hundreds, even thousands and tens of thousands of accounts throughout the United States simply by selling to small retailers. But it is one by one, but you can open up those accounts. So that can be it can eventually become a very large distribution strategy for your business. The final reason why you want to consider selling to small retailers is a lot of times they will give you money now. So you can literally go and you get your product sold to them and they pay fairly quickly. Big retail chains, it takes a little longer to get paid. Small retailers, I know people who, the convenience store market, they pay cash. A lot of boutiques actually pay cash or they pay fairly quickly and so forth. So it can be a lot of cash up front for you. And that really helps you build out your business. If you don't have a lot of money for your product business and you're getting started, it's a nice way to explore getting paid faster, sooner, quicker, and so forth. And who doesn't like that? So anyways, I hope that provided information for you. If you want to learn exactly how to approach small retailers correctly and what'll get them to buy, you definitely want to take a look at my new program called Small Retail MBA. This program is very different than my core Retail MBA program, which is all about how to sell all the big retail chains and all the different strategies that way. Small retailers, small retail MBA is specifically designed for people who only want to focus on the small retail market. And it's just, how do you approach them, what to expect in terms of getting paid, and the things that you need to set up, like marketing collateral and all that good stuff. So it's a great way to, have a little training program for you so that you can learn exactly what you need to do, and then you can just go for it starting tomorrow and start making money with your product. So Small Retail MBA, the link for that is listed below this video. Otherwise, I hope this provided value for you, and please be on the lookout for additional videos I create on making money with physical products. Thanks so much.